Coming up on AI in the classroom, I learned about Grammarly.
Hi, my name is Guy Training, a professor at UNL.
And I'm Williams, a grad student at UNL as well.
And today we're going to talk about Grammarly. I have been using Grammarly for a long time. It's an AI-driven application that helps, surprisingly, to work on grammar. My first language is not English, and therefore I need some help with getting my grammar correct, punctuation, and making sure everything works. And Grammarly has been tremendously helpful. And in the last year or so, Grammarly has added a few components. One of them is a rewrite function inside their grammar checker. So you can ask to replace or to get suggestions about how the text might sound better. And the last one was they've actually created a platform that will allow you to track everything you're doing while you're writing, so you know exactly what came from AI and what came from other sources. And when we think about the ethics of plagiarizing and making sure your resources are correct and all of that, that is an important thing to do. I will, right now, I have Grammarly deployed across my devices, so you can use it on your iPhone, even for writing, for example, email. You can have it on your Chrome. Right now, I'm in my Chrome extension, so everything I write will get feedback from Grammarly. So where is Grammarly? This is right now a Google Doc that I've created for publication. Grammarly shows up in the bottom right corner. So right now, it's not visible, but if I want to see what corrections it might have, I can click, and now I'm getting the things that it's finding problematic on the side. And you can see that it offers all of the suggestions, but you can actually choose by category. So you can look at correctness, at clarity, at engagement, and at delivery. Those are different levels of errors. So obviously, correctness is the first thing I'm interested in. And so this says, oh, here are some things you might want to consider, and this is about punctuation. So I can click on it, and then it shows me the sentence. It shows me the sentence in the article, and it shows me here. Now, I can dismiss this. I can say, no, actually, Grammarly, this is a nice suggestion. Thank you, but no, because this is my style, or something about the decision that I made, or sometimes it just doesn't understand what you're trying to do. But in other places, I can say, yes, please accept this correction, and then it jumps to the next one. And it says, you need a comma here. Now, I'm very bad at commas, although I am getting better, and I'll get to in a second to why. But I often says, yeah, that makes sense that we need a comma here. And it jumps to the next one. And you can see that it goes through all of these. But I can also go to clarity. And what I love about this is it doesn't just give you what it thinks it's wrong. It's actually trying to give you another version. And it can also do it for you, or it can say to you, this is a problem, try to find another way to say this. So you don't have to accept Grammarly suggestions. And actually, I've had my children use Grammarly for some of the work they've done, and their teachers always knew they've overused Grammarly because their text started sounding very mechanical. So if you over-rely on something like Grammarly, you're going to get a very mechanical text that doesn't have voice. You want to have voice in your writing. Even academic writing needs voice. So those are the things that I'm doing. What are some questions you have about Grammarly?
My question has been answered already.
Yeah.
I thought it was only in Word document, but I know that now it's used in emails and different documents. I don't know if it can be used in PDFs as well.
Yes, it can be used in PDFs depending on what program you're running on this. And you also have a plagiarism and AI checker that tries to tell you what text sounds like AI. It does not necessarily mean that it was produced by AI. And we know that most of AI detectors are not very good. They tend to overcatch people whose second language is English, because they tend to write in formats and in ways that seem AI-like. And it also sometimes undercatches people who are actually using AI. So they're not very good, but it does tell you, for example, where you might have missed, where you're quoting and you might have missed mentioning a source. So it goes through the text, it analyzes the text, and it tells you where it thinks you have done those things. So in that way, it's really powerful. So you can say, you can see, for example, oops, this text reminds us of, right? this piece of text, and you look at this text and you're saying, yeah, I don't think that's in any way important here, because I do have a citation here, so I have given a source for this. I'm feeling very confident, but in other cases, it might point out to something that you're like, oh yeah, I simply forgot to include the source. So it's another way to get a lot of information there. And as I said, it can also suggest more complicated rewrites as part of this. So for example, you can choose to review your text, and then it makes AI-based suggestions. Here, there's too much text for it to analyze, so it's having a little bit of a problem. Focusing on this, you need to select a much smaller piece of text and then use the AI. What other questions do you have about Grammarly?
Yeah, so basically, I don't have any question for now. So.
All right. Apparently, I'm very clear. I think Grammarly is a great way to use AI. Now, if you're using it, or if you know your students are using it, one of the things that I would urge you to do is using the reports. And so Grammarly will produce a weekly report about your most common mistakes. And what you want to encourage students to do is start learning from their mistakes. So me, as I have used Grammarly, I've used Grammarly now for over 3 years, I started seeing what are the patterns of my mistakes, and I stopped making them because I've seen them repeatedly. I'm like, oh, this is where I always forget to put a comma. And I can start putting the comma there. So it is about doing error analysis and starting to learn and not just rely on it as something that will always fix everything I do.
Yeah.
It is a way to start thinking about what are the patterns of my mistakes, and therefore, how can I learn to not do them again? So today on AI in the Classroom, we talked about Grammarly and how you can use it, and we'll see you next time.